Coming up on Chris 6 News at 5, a new update in the fatal accident on the west side. Details are just ahead. Plus, how will new legislation affect the Corpus Christi Army Depot? Congressman Vicente Gonzalez joins us to talk about that and the big, beautiful bill and much more. Well, good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. We begin tonight with an update on Joe David Padron, the man wrongfully convicted for the 2002 death of two Corpus Christi men. We last reported on Padron in August when the prosecution in Hidalgo County was given 60 days to complete their review of the case. On Tuesday, the prosecution said that in the next 2 weeks, they are expected to have their decision on whether or not Padron will be retried.
Well, I mean, that's very encouraging. That's my interpretation, that they're moving very close to a decision, and we hope, and from the tone today, maybe even the right decision.
They've gone about it the right way. I think so. Yeah, it's the due process that was required from the beginning, and they took their time this time, and that's good. They should have done it in the get-go. Yeah.
Now, as we previously reported, this is not the first delay Padron's case has faced. Complications arose after the discovery that former DA Mark Gonzalez ordered case files be destroyed in 2017. We'll continue to update you as this story develops. Now, we have an update on yesterday's accident on Old Brownsville Road that left two people dead. The medical examiner's office has identified the victim as 22-year-old Anastay Rabe and 21-year-old Ubali Gutierrez. As we reported, the two women were on the 6200 block of Old Brownsville Road when the SUV they were in skidded and the rut road and crashed into a dump truck headed on the opposite direction. They both died at the scene. The teen riding in the back seat of the SUV was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the dump truck was also hospitalized as a precaution. And well, as we close the book on another summer, you might have noticed something different. The mosquitoes. Texas has the most amount of mosquito species in the U.S. with 85, but neighbors have said they've seen less bug bites than summers in the past. Neighborhood News reporter Jada Jenkins spoke with people who are itching for more mosquito-free months.
A summer without mosquitoes is a good summer. You know, you ain't got to worry about getting the lotion and all of that stuff, the off and all that kind of stuff. So it's been cool.
But while you may enjoy the break from bug bites, experts warn it could have consequences. USDA research shows fewer mosquitoes can disrupt the food chain, which impacts birds, bats, and other species that depend on them. And well, summertime is over, but we're still facing 90-degree temperatures. Let's swing it over to Stephanie Lauber with the first look at your forecast. Steph, what's the latest?
Well, Clara, there's been a lot of weather chisme floating around. Your ears do not deceive you. We are expecting a cold front here in the coastal bend. One you will actually notice. No, we're not talking about pull out the sweaters and the caldo just yet, but it is going to be a refreshing setup as we head on into the weekend. How appropriate for the first full week of fall to have those changes to expect. Now, aside from just a stray shower across the south side today, parts of Clayburgh County, southern Jim Wells County, we didn't really see a whole lot of rain. That was more to our north, but I told you today would be the driest day of the week. This is the day when everything is coming together in the big weather picture. So we'll start to notice the rain coming back to the coastal bend as early as tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the dry streak today because we're going to be dealing with some fairly wet weather for the ride home tomorrow afternoon and the ride out the door on Thursday morning. Something to actually be excited about, especially if your yard is feeling kind of crunchy out there. It was a hot one today. All that humidity setting us up for success. I'll break it all down for you just ahead.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. And he represents parts of the Valley and also Clayburgh County. Joining us today is Congressman Vicente Gonzalez with the 34th Congressional District. Congressman, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about some important items that we are working on right now, obviously on Capitol Hill. Tell us a little bit about that. So big, beautiful bill, the National Defense Authorization Act.
Yeah, those are things we got to do. The big, beautiful bill was passed, and I call it anything but. There were some things that I agreed with on the big, beautiful bill, but unfortunately, cutting $500 billion of Medicare was a non-starter for me. We have a lot of seniors that rely on that health care that they've paid into their entire life. It also cuts about $400 billion in Medicaid, and about $280 billion in SNAP, which is school lunch programs, Meals on Wheels for senior citizens, some veteran lunch meal programs, and it's just devastating to have those type of cuts, and at the same time add about $3 trillion to our national debt. So the whole purpose of trying to of this administration initially campaigned on lowering our national debt, and this bill does the exact opposite.
So let's talk about some of the things that are in Washington that might benefit South Texans, right? I know we are talking about the National Defense Authorization Act. How will that benefit Corpus Christi? I know we have CCAD here, the Army, Corpus Christi Army Depot. So how will that benefit us here?
So that actually is the funding for our defense bases and military around the country. I actually was recently able to pass an amendment to assure that none of the funds that will be appropriated can ever be used to cut costs or to cut some of the production that we're doing at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi. In fact, that's one of the things that I want to hyper focus on as I start representing Corpus Christi, is to see how we could uplift the Naval Air Station here in Corpus, create more jobs, bring more defense industry. We're not doing helicopters anymore, but we're doing drones and we're doing other types of high-tech industrial projects that I think that would be a great fit for this region, and those are things that we need to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been over there to see and have talked to those people?
So last week I met with the Naval Air Station officials in Washington from Corpus. They were up visiting. I went to school on that Naval Air Station, so it's a special place to me, and I've visited many times over the years. And the fact is, it's deteriorated over the last decade and a half. We have about half of the civil service jobs that we had 10 or 15 years ago, and a lot of that industry, especially regarding helicopters, is no longer at NAS Corpus Christi. So I'm talking to the Secretary of the Navy, talking to the Department of the Navy and Department of Defense to see what we can fill in this place. It's an amazing, it's an amazing naval air station. Most naval aviators in the history of this country have spent some time here in Corpus Christi. I don't care who it is that you talk to, from back during World War II all the way to recent times. People come here because we have a lot of great real estate up in the air, and both here and Naval Air Station Kingsville, and we need to make sure that they get funded and they get reauthorized and that they continue to thrive.
Most definitely. So before we talked with you, there was a redistricting battle happening.
There was.
That obviously had already passed.
There was.
And so now part of Corpus Christi will be a place that you're going to be campaigning. So what are some things that you're going to do for Corpus Christi?
Yeah, well, the Naval Air Station is one. First of all, I'm from Corpus Christi. I was born and raised here, so I've been in Congress. Next year will be 10 years, and I feel like I'm coming home. I've been redistricted back into my hometown. I've been living in McAllen for, practicing law there, and then representing the area in Congress. But the Naval Air Station is one. Infrastructure funding, it's definitely improved the coastline, streets, roads, bridges, drainage projects around the region. But I think one that is on everyone's mind, and people talk about regardless of where you are on the argument, is our water shortage. And we have an extreme water shortage here in Corpus Christi and the surrounding areas, as we do further south and in other places around the state. And the way I see it is the federal government needs to step in. And I think, I brought almost $8 billion in the short time that I've been in Congress. I intend to bring those resources to Corpus Christi and help resolve our water shortage problem. Whether it's desalination, whether it's filtering brackish water, finding ways to conserve. I know we had some great programs under USDA. While we filter and clean drinking potable water into the future, we also need to talk about conservation. We lose so much water. We lose about 40% of open air water to evaporation and seepage. So I brought hundreds of millions of dollars to my district just on those projects, just on conserving what we have. Every time we have rainfall or water flows in, we need to assure that we don't lose it to evaporation or seepage. But certainly we need to make long-term infrastructure investments to assure that in 10 years or 15 years, this will be a problem of the past that we never have to deal with again.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Desalination and cleaning and filtering brackish water are certainly parts of the solution.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Congressman, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back.
Small businesses are the backbone of Corpus Christi, from family-run shops to local restaurants that keep this unique city alive. Now a new opportunity is aimed at giving them more support. I'm Alexis Scott, your Downtown Neighborhood News reporter, with a look at how it could help. Corpus Christi small businesses could soon get a big boost through 8 different programs. With more than $1.1 million available from the city's Type B Corporation, the programs are designed to connect businesses with more job training, mentorship, technical and financial support, and intern opportunities. Marlene Pineda, owner of All Good Fitness in downtown, says receiving those resources could make a big difference for her business.
There are some things that could potentially help us and, generate more revenue.
Her family has been in the fitness industry for more than 20 years. The programs, she says, could be used to enhance business knowledge, upgrade equipment, and improve the gym experience for members.
For the gym itself, for the business, a lot of things that we could use it for, equipment, or just accommodating the members with other things here at the facility.
One of the programs also helps connect students from Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi, and Del Mar College with paid internships. Nick Janak, owner of Janak Architects, says finding local interns can be a challenge, but that all could change with the hope of turning interns into full-time employees.
If we're able to get a better connection with students who are studying in the industry and be able to be connected with them through this program, and hopefully kids that are interested in staying around, that would be greatly beneficial.
The city says more than 97% of businesses in Corpus Christi qualify as small businesses. The programs also aim to provide resources to entrepreneurs facing financial barriers, women, minority, and veteran-owned businesses. City leaders are expected to vote on Tuesday on the small business assistance programs. If approved, Corpus Christi small businesses could expect an extra boost starting in January. In downtown, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Alexis Scott, Chris 6 News.
Alexis, thank you. And the City Council approved a down payment, so to speak, on a major rebuild of Williams Drive from Rodfield Road to Lexington Drive. That stretch of Williams runs behind the site where the Synergy Entertainment Center is being built. Today's vote awards a nearly $2 million contract to Freeze and Nichols for a new 2-lane road, stormwater improvements, new water and wastewater improvements, signal light improvements, and replacement on the Lexington Road Bridge. The nearly $2 million contract will only pay for the design part of the project, which will take about a year. The construction part will cost about $50 million. That's money the city doesn't have yet and may have to be included in a bond proposal next year. And expect delays on Ocean Drive as crews from Corpus Christi Water began some repairs today on a buried manhole. Because of that work, Ocean Drive traffic headed towards the university will be reduced to 1 lane between Mitchell Street and Ocean View Place. That's between Dodge Ridge and Robert Drive. The manhole repairs are expected to continue through Thursday. Well, now that we've covered some street closures, let's take a look at the traffic on the roadways. Steph, take it away.
All right, I can tell you today's commute is going to be a lot easier than tomorrow's because we are looking dry, sunny, and even a little bit breezy out there. Might be playing tug of war with the steering wheel because the winds are trying to be a little disrespectful, but plenty of movement there on SPID as we're showing you. As far as 37 goes, the usual stop and go as folks try to figure out where they need to go with the new Harbor Bridge configuration. With SPID and Crosstown's interchange here, we're a little slow on the Crosstown. Backups go to about Galahar, but we're not overly slow. And misery loves company, so backups on the SPID side of that interchange go back to about Old Brownsville Road, just back to Patience. We are moving, just a little sluggish. Staples usually slow, and that is the case this evening. So as you head out, make sure you stay safe and you drive safe. Stick around, your forecast and more on that cold front is next. While the roadways are a little sluggish in some spots, as we expect them to be at this hour, I can tell you today's commute is going to be a better one than what we see tomorrow. And it all starts with how humid it feels outside. You wouldn't think traffic and weather would have all that much in common, but you know, we haven't seen a whole lot of rain around the coastal bend recently, and that plays a huge role. So we'll talk about it, but here's a look at dew points around the coastal bend. We are looking at numbers that are in the 70s. So when we have 70s for dew points, that is air you can wear. We are feeling very oppressive out there, and it's going to be a situation where we feel this very uncomfortable, sticky feeling over the next couple of days because we are ahead of a cold front. So that's kind of where the worst of that sticky feeling lies when it comes to the forecast. Let me show you what that means for the temperatures and what your body perceives those temperatures to be. Of course, a lot of red and even some pink on the map. Cotulla sitting at an oh so comfy 101, feeling like 103. Better them than us, right? We are still feeling the heat this afternoon with 90s along the coast that are now starting to come down. Port A finally dropping into the upper 80s, 88 feeling like 101. At the airport, 92 degrees feeling like 104. This reading in Robstown, 93 degrees feeling like 106. That's been riding a little bit on the higher side there. It takes the reading from the airport nearby, but either way, this is pretty hot. It is not summer anymore. We want a refreshing cool down, and I think one is on the way. It's not enough to bring out the sweaters, but it is a big change versus what we've been dealing with over the past several weeks, months, and it brings us rainfall more importantly. So here's a look at Muggy Meter to show you those changes. Moisture is at its peak between today and tomorrow. We'll start to get some rainfall into the forecast on Wednesday. And can you tell when that cold front is going to be dropping in? In fact, looks like a 1-2 punch at this point, a reinforcing front right behind it. So we'll have a refreshing burst of that cooler air on Thursday. Rain will eventually start to dial back a little bit before we get that really nice feeling on Friday to actually bring some drier air to the coastal bend. We have not had Muggy Meter in this dry category for a long time. So I don't think this cold front will disappoint. Let's look at the big weather picture and show you where it is right now because it's not exactly close, but it is on its way. The fact that we only had a few little passing quick showers today, I told you Tuesday would be the inflection point because we're waiting for help from way upstairs in the atmosphere to help propel this front down through Texas. That's going to take some time. For now, though, it is churning some storms out ahead of this front for parts of Oklahoma all the way into the Red River Valley. So DFW Metroplex is going to have another stormy night tonight, it seems. But the storms are going to be out ahead of the front, so we will start to see them Wednesday afternoon into the evening. Here's a look at that timeline across some of our neighborhoods. We're looking for the afternoon to start seeing some of those showers popping up as we have been, but instead of dialing back around sunset, this is where the rain starts to pick up. Notice the inland neighborhoods like Beeville will start to see this first, and then this really carries over as we head on into the overnight, heading into your Thursday. So rain chances are going to be looking very good as we move on into Thursday and Friday because we have a 1-2 punch, not just one front, but a secondary or reinforcing front behind it. Look what that does for our temperatures. 95 tomorrow like we were today, but those showers will kick in during the afternoon. I'm not hoping for much sunshine on Thursday. The rain will help temperatures drop to the middle 80s and then way less humidity for a nice weekend ahead.
It's a big day for the Coastal Bend Food Bank coming up. Find out why these meals got brand new wheels today.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Well, you've heard of Meals on Wheels, and now the Coastal Bend Food Bank has a new ride to help in the fight against hunger. A new car will help the food bank deliver food to rural communities, local schools, and bring nutritional education to neighborhoods across the Coastal Bend. Bea Hansen, executive director of the food bank, says the vehicle was made possible through a partnership with 1.5 USA.
By this partnership with the food bank, we're going to be able to provide healthy foods to children, to give them the education they need, to help them try out new foods and vegetables, and to recognize the importance of eating healthy.
Now, the donation also fuels the Kids Backpack program, which sends weekend meals home with children facing food insecurity. And it's a beautiful fall day in the Coastal Bend. Thanks for spending your Tuesday with us on Chris 6 News at 5. Stick around. We've got a look at your forecast when we come back. Welcome back. Before we say goodnight, we have some colorful news to share with you. Take a look at this. It's a beautiful shot of a rainbow posted in our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers. Wow, that is so pretty. Look at the bird that's also on there. Even if you don't find a pot of gold at the end of this, the view is definitely priceless. If you want to see more photos like this, join our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers Facebook page.
You know, I was making a joke about a literal pot of gold because I had a bucket in the backyard yesterday, and I was one of those lucky folks that just got the downpour. So, you know, Well, raise the price, $100,000 the best offer.
For that rain, exactly.
No, I'm kidding. We've really hit the jackpot when it comes to tropical stuff. Tropical trouble hasn't come to the coastal bend, and I think we're good because I think it's going to stay that way. Here's the latest on what is brewing out there. Hurricane Gabrielle is now our second major hurricane. It's a Cat 4 right now. It's out in the middle of nowhere, but look at this. It's going to be headed to Europe. Portugal, Spain, they got something to look forward to as we head into next week. And as far as what could be coming down the pipeline, 2 areas of interest that do not look to be a threat to Texas.
All right, everybody. Well, that's all the time we have for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you here at 6 o'clock. Bye-bye.